I'm asked all the time, Craig, what's the best way for me to go about a job search? The best way for me to find job opportunities that I might qualify for? And every time somebody asks me that, I have the very same answer. The answer is, well, watch this video and I'll tell you. People ask me all the time, Craig, what is the best way for me to engage in a job search or to find career opportunities that I may be qualified for? Should I hire a company to post my resume on the internet? Should I post it myself? Should I look at advertisements and job boards? Should I hire a headhunter? Should I join organizations or networking organizations? Should I just talk to people? My answer is always the same. Do all of them. This is competition, and activity translates into results. So my suggestion is do all of them, because I guarantee you some of your competition is not doing all of them, and you want to have a leg up. As we have gone from a society that communicates primarily verbally with each other to a society that is relying more and more on electronic communication and written communication, we are underutilizing, or maybe not utilizing at all in some cases, one of the most powerful, most effective strategies that you can ever employ in a job search or a career search. And that is a personal one-on-one networking. Now, some people don't know about it at all. And some people know about it, but they're not really sure how to use it for maximum benefit. So that's what I want to talk about today. And one of the things that enters into that is your comfort level. Some of the activities that I may be suggesting for you to do, you may not be comfortable with. Now, comfort level can help you or it can hurt you. Comfort level certainly will help you if these activities I'm suggesting, like talking to strangers, is something you don't have a problem with. How can comfort level hurt you? Well, it can hurt you if you're too comfortable where you are doing what you're doing, such that you don't do all of the activities that are available to you. Routinely, I say in my interviewing skills classes, some of you in here, in your next interview, if you're not careful, will be beat out for the job by somebody who's outside this company. You know why? They don't have a job. They're hungry. They need this job more than you do. You go to the interview, if you're not careful, saying to yourself, if I get the job, that's great. If I don't get it, well, it's not that big a deal. I'll just go back to my other job tomorrow. So comfort level can hurt you if you get too comfortable where you are and you don't engage in some of these activities and use all the activities and all the strategies that are available to you, like the people who are really hungry will do. Remember, activity translates into results. So let's talk about this one-on-one networking and getting connections. If you go to LinkedIn 2016, they say 70% of the people who got jobs in 2016 had a connection in the company they got a job in. That doesn't mean they started out knowing the person, but they eventually got a connection. Let's talk about how to do that. We're talking about personal one-on-one networking. And the first thing that I want to share with you is, and I'll use myself as an example, I know, let's say, at least 100 people. The cool thing is, every one of those 100 people that I know, they probably know 100 people. And the people that they know 100 people. So please don't narrow your search too much to start with, because you don't know the 100 people that they know. And a lot of times what people will do is say, well, I know this person, but I'm probably not going to go talk to them because they probably don't know anybody that can help me. You don't know who they know, so don't eliminate them. You can narrow your process almost as if it's a funnel and get more narrow in the questions that you ask and who you seek later on. Don't start out that way. Everybody that you know is now a potential helpful person. So as you look at these 100 people, you may want to prioritize them and say, some of these people I think might be able to help me more than others. So let me put them at the top of the list and I'll talk to them first. As I talk to them, I need to have a story. So I want you, in addition to identifying your contact list of at least 100 people to talk to and prioritizing that, what are you going to say to them? Come up with, let's say, a 2-minute introduction, introducing to them what you're all about, what you're searching for, how they can help you. And so that means you're going to have to come up with questions. Remember, as you're talking to these people, you are the interviewer. So what do you want to know from them? Well, again, let me use myself as an example. Let's say that I want to find a job in IT. I want to work in a company that has at least 500 people in it, and I want to work in a leadership role. And let's even say that in terms of companies, I got a couple of companies on my target list I'd really like to work in. Well, then after I do my 2-minute introduction, I may say to them, do you know anybody who works in X company, Y company, or Z company? Because I don't really care where they work in the company. They don't have to be a manager and they don't have to be in IT. But if they work in that company somewhere, they know other people that work in the company. Do you know any people who work in those 3 companies? And maybe you get some names from them. Then your next question is, do you know anybody who is a manager in any company? Because managers know other managers. The third question you may want to come up with, do you know anybody who works in IT in any company whatsoever? And so you come up with what you're looking for, and that's the basis of your questions to that person. Now, what you're really looking for is from every person that you talk to, that they give you at least one referral. Now, some people may not be able to give you any. If you ask the right questions, you'll find at least one, I guarantee you. Some people will give you 2, some people will give you 3. You may find some people are just a wealth of information and they can give you 10 people to talk to. But what you're wanting to do is make sure that each person you talk to gives you at least one person so you continue down that line. Then I suggest that you have the person that you're talking to who gave you this referral open the door for you. And the way you do that is to say to them, let's say I'm talking to Pete, and Pete just gave me Vince to call next. I say to Pete, I cannot tell you how thankful I am for you to give me one person to go to. Let me ask you a question. Would you be willing to call Vince and tell him I'm going to be calling him? And of course, what inevitably will happen if Pete says, sure, I'll be happy to call him because he's my friend. I'll introduce you. Then when Vince gets your phone call, now he's got some background information on you. So now it's not a cold contact, it's a warm contact. If you can have them open the door for you, that's better. If they don't open the door for you, you still call Vince. But it sure is a whole lot easier if they have called and kind of laid the pathway for you. Now that you're at the second level and you're talking to Vince, you may have the very same questions, or maybe since you're closer to the goal, closer to finding a job, maybe the nature of your questions changes a little bit. You still have the same 2-minute introduction and then what would be appropriate questions for Vince. And you do that with every one of your contacts. And my suggestion for you is set yourself a goal. I'm going to contact X number of people, or maybe not even contact X number of people. I'm going to contact as many people as I need to so that I have X number of appointments per week, whatever you can seem to fit into your schedule. Now, this is where a lot of people go wrong. They get discouraged because they think that the first person they talk to or the second person they talk to should put them in touch with a job. I don't believe it works that way. The real jobs and the real opportunities are found, to me, at the 3rd, 4th, 5th level, and maybe even lower than that. So this is a numbers business. This is an activity business. Work your numbers from top to bottom. Have every person give you somebody else, and realize that you're not going to start honing into real job opportunities, real job offers until you get down 3, 4, 5, 6 people deep. This process works. Yes, it takes time. Yes, it takes the wherewithal to contact people that you don't know. Yes, it takes the wherewithal to ask somebody you don't even know, will you help me out in my job search? But this is the way you get connections in companies, and the connections is really the way you want to walk into a company, not cold, but with somebody with open arms. That's my perspective. What's yours? Swing by our website, leave us a comment or a question. Check out other videos like this one. And if you like this one and feel somebody else would benefit by it, please share it with somebody else. Been a pleasure being with you. Till next time, happy networking. See ya.